we're back working on Lurrus Burn in Modern here. Probably going to be the last day we work on the Lurrus build. I think tomorrow night I'm going to go back to working on Incinerator builds. But tonight I wanted to give the Lurrus build one more time. The decks felt fine. It's felt really medium, honestly, in the current format. You know, I don't know if it's the format in particular, just the matchups we've been running into. Just it's felt really, really mediocre. The format's been kind of all over the place, although the one matchup that we have played against a lot is Eldrazi-Tron, which is not a fun matchup. Last night we played against some interesting matchups. We played against Stoneblade, Jund, Grixis, Stopter, Sword, Humans, and Jeskai Stoneblade last night. I brought the Lurrus back in for this one, so we'll see how that goes. But beyond that, kind of your stock list with 4 Charm, 3 Helix, 2 Skullcrack, and kind of the flex spots. 20 lands. I'm a big proponent of 20 lands in Modern, especially in the regular Boros variants. It just, you have too many 2-drop spells to get stuck on one land, and yeah, I just really hate getting stuck on one land, so we are running 20 of them instead. And we have the 5 lands, so you know, our chances of flooding out are lessened by such impact. But one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I love how it says there are 9 users in chat, but only 7 viewers currently watching the channel. Twitch numbers to me are weird, to put it nicely. So I'm curious, did anybody actually pay attention to the ban and restricted announcements today? Are there any formats that you play that were affected by it? What they thought about it? So I'd like to play first. We're up against 1, 2, 3 pwned. And this hand's pretty reasonable overall. A little bit awkward with the spells, but definitely keep Swift Spear and the Swift Spear plus Riftbolt most likely. The other downside of playing Lurrus, right, is so not a lot of decks are playing Lurrus anymore with the fix to the companion rule. So it's kind of obvious we're like on Burn or on Prowess of some kind, or maybe even Bogles. So you have a very narrow range of decks that you're like worried about. Alright, so we're up against, is it Prowess? Good to know. Alright, so they're on the kill the creatures plan too. Awkward. Let's put this in our hand this turn. Taking a point of damage to opt here, which I'm fine with. Did they mulligan? They did. Okay. Makes a little more sense that their hand's so awkward. So bolt me in, or lava dart me in to light up the stage here. Indeed. Kind of awkward here. We really don't want to play Lurrus without getting some value out of it. We really want to hold up Bolt for Swift Spear. They could have another Lutz here, but we really don't want to play into multiple spells if we can avoid it. Alright, well, let's just bolt your creature and be done with it, because now there's no way for you to play enough spells to save it this turn. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Lucarian. I'll be getting back to Incinerator tomorrow night. Tonight we're just on the... we're still on Lurrus Burn, but tomorrow night I'm getting back to working on Incinerator. Boros Charm your face. Skewer your face. Not really playing around with something like okay. Metamorphose into Stormwing Entity. Nope. Metamorphose into Bedlam Reveler. Okay. So we really need to rip a land or a spell here. Alright, that'll do, Pig. That'll do. Yeah, I know my streaming time isn't ideal for everybody, and I'm not trying to make excuses for that, but there's a couple of reasons. One is my work schedule. Definitely want the relics in this matchup, specifically because of Bedlam Reveler. Definitely want the Firewalkers. We probably want some number of smashes. They don't usually play as many Dragon's Claws, but they do play some. Path might not be a half bad idea too, because both Stormwing Entity and Bedlam Reveler can be difficult to deal with. Boros Charms can easily go out here. They don't deal with creatures at all. And this is where the last four cuts become a little weird. I think in this configuration, it may just be Lava Spike. Like all Doom Blades on deck. Could even potentially get the Path in here. But yeah, I'll definitely be getting back to Incinerator content tomorrow night. I wanted to work on a little bit of Pioneer tonight and a little bit of more of Lurrus / regular Boros. To Eidolon to Rift Bolts. I don't follow Abysseus. 4 lands is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but Searing Blaze is an amazing card in this matchup. I think we keep this hand, but it is certainly close. I don't like 4-landers in general, but between Lurrus and the can land, I can see... Alright, so we have to pass that, which would be unfortunate. Or I can just draw a lightning bolt and make this simple. Mutagenic growth. Alright. At least we did that during our turn. Means that we're not eating that much extra damage. I don't like boarding out. I don't like boarding out removal spells. Eidolon I could definitely see on the draw, especially. This is a Let's turn. Feels like a Let's turn. Our opponent plays 2 spells to save this. God bless him. Because it would have to be Lava Dart or another Mutagenic Growth. Are they really going to Lava Dart to save this? No, they're just going to let their thing die. Okay. I was like, that wouldn't make much sense. Unless they had a 3rd land. Doesn't look like they brought in Blood Moon against us, from how they're fetching. It's less frequent, obviously, in their variety of deck. Tapped Suspender of Bolt. Possible we're supposed to play the Sunbaked Canyon to be able to hold up Path, but Relic would be a great draw. Because I think they're sitting on a Bedlam Reveler hand. Just a guess. Smash to Smithereens obviously would be our worst draw currently. Okay, what is going on here? Mer? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. First I thought maybe my internet had taken a dump for a second. Thanks. I really like Seraph. Please verify that you are connected to the internet. Okay. So, you guys are still seeing the stream, right? Okay, so the internet hasn't taken a dump. Alright, looks like we're back. Well, you never know. MTGO gonna MTGO. Like, click, 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 click. Why are you not clicking here? We see you. Do 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 do. Quality Magic Online software. Alright. Shall we... Huh? There we go. Magic Online, you're such a good little program. I'm so proud of you. Who's a good program? Who's a good program? Yeah, I kind of have to agree there. This feels like either we're setting up Bedlam Reveler or a Lutz. Sprite Dragon and a Stormwing Entity. Awkward, right? Like, we don't... All it takes is one spell to save their bacon. We have just enough mana to do all this. Do this. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I got a feeling tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Okay, that was 2-0, correct? Yeah, indeed it was. Alright. Making sure I am tracking accurate information. Second league, but first with Modern. I played a Pioneer Burn League earlier. Viewers. Holy cow, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I really appreciate y'all. So this is the 11th night in a row we've been streaming. One lander. It's a trap! Gotta throw it back. This hand's much more functional. Keep back Sacred Foundry. Uh-oh, Spaghettios. Black-green stuff .deck. Ooh. Okay. Did they just auto-pass? Nope. Here comes Fatal Push, here comes Fatal Push, right down Fatal Push lane. Or they have a Bolt and that... Nope, they have a Fatal Push. Okay. So it looks like we're up against Jund. Jundo Confirmdo. Ran in 6th. That's not very nice. Say another land would not be terrible here. Because then we get to do the thing into the thing. We're going to ignore run in 6. Unlike Teferi, I don't particularly care about run in 6 until it's close to ultimating. And if we haven't ended the game before then, well, you know. Jund has ways of making us bleed. Liliana would be annoying. Scavenging Ooze would be annoying. This looks like a Liliana. Okay. Clothis. Well then. Clothis Daddy is problematic. So 5, 9, 10. So we can put them to 1. Really awkward, right? So... Boros Charm plus this, plus that. But then we lose the ability to trigger Searing Blaze. We don't know if they're going to play a creature next turn anyway. So they go take 5, 9, 10. So 5. So one. So I'm counting math here. 1 from the Swift Spear, 4 from the Boros Charm, plus 1 for prowess. 3 from Skewer, plus 1 for prowess. So 9, 10. We can put them to 1. They go back to 3. And then a land or most spells are lethal at that point, because they'll have to play a creature at some point. So I think I go ahead and crack here. Yep. Going to 2 here, probably fetching a swamp. So Liliana is unfortunate. So we need to rip a spell now. And okay, they have Fatal Push, sure. So we have to rip a spell this turn. Boros Charm is still lethal, or Runner is still lethal potentially. If we don't get aggroed out before then, which is certainly a possibility depending on what they hit here. Assassin's Trophy, if they want to cast it, it's whatever. They do not. Might keep us alive. Depends on what's in their hand. But we definitely have to rip this turn. Okay, so they're not ultimating. Okay, response. I'm going to Helix you. It's just going to pitch a land. Okay, so we get hit for 7 here. Oh, we're dead next turn if we don't. Either way, we're dead next turn if we don't. Let's make it a little bit more interesting, shall we? 1 draw step. Womp womp. Just remember, 1 is not 0. Definitely want the relics. Definitely want some number of the paths. Skullcrack seems interesting. Boros Charms go out. Searing Blazes go out. So, like, Boros Charm is the most raw damage, right? What's up, Next Surgeon? How you doing tonight? Gotta get your Shard Volley shot into the night, right? No, we should have boarded in Thunderous Wrath. That way we had a top deck there that would have truly gotten them no matter what life total they were at. Alright, we'll try this. Guess I'd like to play first. Guess there's my Lurrus. Hand's okay. So we could have put Lurrus in our hand last game, but then they just would have Liliana'd it, so even though I forgot about my companion last game, I don't think it was relevant. This hand's a keep. Obviously, it's really reliant on Goblin Guide getting in for some damage, but here we go, Goblin Guide. Here we go. Alright. I put my own stop during that. Well, it has an Overgrown Tomb. Put into play untapped. You have a Fatal Push, or do you have an Inquisition? Okay, you shocked it in, so obviously you got something. Shock it up, shock it in, let me begin. That in the biz is what they say is a pretty good draw, although Collective Brutality could be rough. Flagstones? Oh, man. What is it with these meme lists that we keep joking about? There was the one last night we were talking about blue-black burn. Those of you that weren't around, we were joking about a redless burn deck. It was like every black burn spell and then running Psionic Blast on top of it. Scoos. If you scoos, you lose. Actually, might be the case. If they play Scoos, they might just lose. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, the Jun player has just played a Dragon's Claw. You have a bolt to go with it, or are you just dead? Okay. So you're going to 4. Goblin Guide. Going back to 5. Okay, okay. You know, as a Jun player, you truly hate the burn deck when you're playing Dragon's Claw. Yeah, occasionally it used to run Gaunties. Like, it's their only way to gain life. Not one, but 2 Dragon's Claws. Ha ha ha. I was like, wait a sec. It's like a shocked Pikachu face. Pika? So... real talk here. So I could try to board in a couple smashes to have outs to Dragon's Claw. But against a deck like Jun that feels really bad, I think I'm just going to stick with my current config. And if we die to Dragon's Claw, we die to Dragon's Claw. Like, I'm not thrilled about it, but... Definitely can't keep this hand, right? Well then. Okay. Going to 5. Keep. Put back with 2 skewers, I guess. I guess the Jun gods destined that they win this game. I say they have to take the relic, right? The Jun gods said, "Let you win this game." See, now what's funny is our opponent's going to think Dragon's Claw won them this match, but honestly, us mulliganing to 5 and not top decking there in those couple of turns in game number 1 is what lost us to this match. Spyro? Opponent with all the value. Opponent with all the value in the world. Da, 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 da. Yep. Yep. Bloodbraid Elf for funsies. Clothis. They had it all. And I think we're dead right now. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I guess we go down fighting. Don't want your boy running 6. Ultimating. Let's make this game fun, shall we? Holding up the relic activation. Decisions. As Mike Tyson would say, that's so interesting that they do that. Why would they do that? They must not think I have some spells in my hand. Obviously, we wouldn't lose in this game, but let's make it as interesting as possible. Pretty soon, Mike Tyson's gonna destroy Roy Jones Jr. But, you know, they won't know until they fight. So, if they're smart, they're not. Okay, good to know. You want to be targeting your own graveyard when there is an active relic, because I can relic away my own stuff. This is a try to threaten a run-in 6 down on the Mist Whisper here. I don't know why they didn't fire up the Raging Ravine. That kind of seems... I guess they want to get their Seasoned Pyro back? Yeah. It's time to go overtime. They... still haven't learned, have they? Yep, we're taking 7 here. Just pass. So actually have to blow one of the relics here, or we just die to the spirits. Hmm. That doesn't really change anything, unfortunately. That also doesn't change anything. Attacking was probably a mistake here. We're gonna gain some life here, it's kind of whatever. You're definitely fighting a losing battle here. Yep. I think we can finally concede this one. kind of hard to beat the deck that wants to beat us so badly. I'll be right back in 1 second. I'm going to stretch. Oh. Yeah. Probably made that match far longer than it needed to be. Were you talking to me about the deck list? There's a deck list on, should be a deck list on the screen. If at least you're on... I really haven't tried Bobble. It really doesn't seem worth it, honestly. Without Lurrus having readily access to... I guess we keep this hand. A little bit risky, obviously, with a one-lander. I think it was much better in the pre-companion nerf eras. Tron. The question is, which Tron are you? If you're my nemesis, we're in trouble. If you're regular Tron, we might be okay. Blue Tron. Okay. Well, this one's going to be fun. Your island is so foily, we can't even see it. Feels like we're going to get typhooned here. Especially if they're letting all these resolve. Yeah, it feels like we're getting typhooned here. They can't let that connect. There's no way. Okay, Academy Ruins. Cycling a Shark Typhoon feels like. Yep. Block the Swift Spear. Say, can you really afford to go to 2 here? Don't think so. Welcome to the land of the foils. What even saves you here, friendo? I don't know that I tap all your blue mana. Discards Worm Coil. Walking Ballista. Well played, but you did. Unless you have Force of Negation, I suppose. Force of Negation would keep you alive. Okay, yeah, Force of Negation, sure. Not really a card we could have played around either which way. Expedition map. Oh boy. Just had Tron? You just had Tron? Are we about to get... We are a... Okay, Worm Coil Engine's kind of whatever. Problem of Worm Coil is if it's backed by a counterspell, we're in trouble. So we know one of the cards in hand is a expedition map. I think we just have to main phase this, right? If they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. And survey says they don't have it. Alright. Well then. Alright, who asked for Bluetron on the bingo board? Alright, which one of y'all ruffians wanted Bluetron on the bingo board? I certainly didn't. Probably want Skull Cracks. Some amount of Smash to Smithereens. Multiple copies of Worm Coil makes me wonder if I want Path to Exile. Like giving Bluetron especially extra lands is not good. Especially since they're not usually built around actual Tron. Something like this, maybe? Relics, once again, not fantastic, but they're a decent utility card. Smash us give us some outs to Worm Coil without boarding in Path. His hand's okay, it's not super exciting. Them going to 4 is kind of super exciting. Island Expedition map, okay. Alright, I mean, they're going to have their mana, which is kind of terrifying. Because while they are not a particularly good Tron deck in terms of utilizing Tron, they still have some nasty payoffs. Alright, Blast Zone's a thing. Karn the Great Creator, huh? Okay. Bridge would be obnoxious. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. But if they give away their Karn for a bridge, I think I'm okay with that. Okay. Getting a Tron piece? Tower, okay. Another car, that's rough. Guess it does leave them in the awkward spot of if they don't have Tron, they can't really deploy it. Thanks for knowledge. Scarred Maze Mine Tome. So now they have Tron. So Chalice on one. Six. Yeah, we got lethal here. Nice. We knew one of the cards in their hand was one of their cards in hand was Karn, so we don't have to worry about playing around with Force of Negation here. You know, there was one deck, so when Snow was so rampant, there was a deck, that's an interesting list. Very interesting. We're on the draw. This hand's decent enough. What deck plays Overgrown Tomb Noble Hierarch? Is this the Yawgmoth combo deck, maybe? Feels odd to be playing Noble Hierarch. Nope, just Devoted Druid. Alright, well, that's some straight up next level bullshitaki. I have no idea what's going on here. 4-color Soul Herder, maybe? Though they did stack the triggers incorrectly, they could have exiled one of our cards. Oh, never mind. They did exile a card permanently. Okie dokie. Oh, chose not to cast it. Okay. Oh, dear. Needless to say, we're in trouble this game. Our opponent's motley crew of nonsense has a lot of life gain attached to it, so therefore it's probably good against us. Wow. I don't know about that, but I don't know what to make of this pile. Needless to say, the 3-color Death and Taxes list hasn't had a recent finish. Go figure. Probably want the Skull Cracks minimum. Get rid of the Boros Charms, I guess. Hard to say. This is one of those, like... So, I mentioned earlier that, yeah, Lurrus provides a lot of value, and I'm not, like, underselling that. But it makes me wonder that, like, these random matchups where our opponent is playing, like, a pile of terrible cards. Like, really, they're a value-oriented deck of some kind that is playing Just terrible cards. But because Charming Prince and Gilded Goose happen to be very good against us, well, that's certainly a possibility. And, you know, okay, so they're Abzan Eldrazi, I guess, in taxes. Alright, and opponent concedes. Sure. So we definitely don't want the relics. Might want the third path if the Forge Tender is definitely a thing. Actually, after seeing Wasteland Strangler, we probably want to cut a Rift Bolt. Farts. It's all good. We're still playing that match anyway. Gotta be mindful of Rift Bolt with Wasteland Strangler. But, as I was kind of saying, like, Lurrus does add value to our deck, and I'm not diminishing that. But, like, there's a certain subset of decks that can run Lurrus without it being an issue for it. I think we have to mulligan this hand, unfortunately. Yeah, Sands a mulligan. I think this hand likewise is a mulligan. Sand can at least play. Black Skull Crack and Rift Bolt, I guess. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll keep a greedy hand again this game. Probably not, though. Okay, there's Nimble Hierarch. Nothing is more awkward in the world than drawing a path to exile as you're about to bolt a Noble Hierarch. Nothing says, I'm going to deny you mana, but then I might have to give you mana. Makes logical sense, right? Flicker Wisp? Say what? Wow. Okay. For those of you that don't know, I just had a Vengeful Rebel played against me. For you, those of you that didn't know this card existed, don't worry, neither did I. Five mana. What are they going to do? Bust out a Baneslayer Angel? Coco. Okay, I don't understand why you would shock in here. Maybe they have Path or Ephemerate. I guess they're holding up Ephemerate. Siege Rhino. Feels like Ephemerate. Alright. Gilded Goose and Burrington Forge Tender. So whoever called Burrington Forge Tender, good job. I think we're officially dead, though. Oh, dear. The Goose is going to be working overtime next time. Yep. I don't know how they beat a real deck, but God bless them. Alright, I think we're going to go and pack it up, pack it in here. So I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have Absent Blink on my bucket list tonight. Or Bluetron. Opponent literally had their cake and ate it too. Alright, fifth and final match in the league. Hopefully we can steal a win here. Win would be very nice. In before Zoo. Zoo is actually a reasonable matchup for Burn, so I couldn't really complain about that one. Hand's not great, but it's fine. Riftbolt on one into whatever here. Eidolon most likely. When I define gray hands with Burn, I'm usually referring to a one-drop creature. Either Goblin Guide or Swift Spear. Those are usually the best Burn hands. Calling Elementals. So, not quite sure yet. Could be Gruul, could be the Burn Mirror. Looks like the Burn Mirror. Unlikely to be prowess. Could still be Gruul, I suppose. Jund? Jund with a terrible draw. Got it. Okay. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Searing Blaze is really awkward in stereo. We're about to get Kolagons commanded. It's basic. And my opponent has disconnected. Back. It's just another disconnect Monday. So if they hit us with a K command, what are we pitching here? The land or one of the blazes? That is an interesting question. I guess we get rid of one of the blazes. Running Thixth, okay. Bloodbraid Elf. Oh wow. Well, that's disappointing. Disappointing. Okay. Double Kolagons command's a little bit rough on the resources. Yep. Yep. Okay, so you clearly don't have a removal spell here. This feels really bad, but it is what it is. Keep our creature on the board, be happy about it, I suppose. How does our opponent have 7 cards in hand and can't answer a Monastery Swift Spear? Boros Charm off the top just to make this easy, right? Eidolon doesn't make it easy, but it doesn't make them... Yeah. You have a removal spell finally? Do 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 do. Please choose an activity. Dun dun dun. Okay. You choose to push it. Push it good. Dun 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 dun. No 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 no. They have drawn a lot of cards. Okay. Come on, deck. Don't fail me now. Well, we are failing it. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. We'll put that in the play in case we draw a Searing Blaze. Bloodbraid Elf could be lethal here. Spyro probably not so much. Is Bolt lethal? Yep. Upkeep, fetch to thin. Ding! Fries are done! I love me some smoked elemental. Alright, so last time we brought in the relics. Brought in the Lurrus, brought in the Skull Cracks, brought in the Path of Exiles. Boarded down on Blazes and Boros Charms. What's up, Book Jacket? See, Elementals called it. I guess on a technicality, they do have Elementals in their deck. On a technicality, they do have Elementals in their deck. Good call, good call. Pretty good hand. Can't complain. Doesn't mean we'll win, but this is a pretty good hand. Yeah, I know. I got blown out by it last night. Believe me, I know. Right on. Okay. Especially if they're lacking relevant cards in the matchup, they often bring in Eidolon. I played the wrong Goblin Guide too, by the way. I should have played the one that was already in my hand, because the alternative art's going to give away what our draw was. And we could be getting hit with a Collective Brutality here. Just scoos. Okay, sure. Kolaghan's Command's a little rough. So they're just going to trade off resources here. think I suspend Rift Bolt here. They can't command us. I think we... Okay, never mind. Looks like we're getting... I'm about to get Weather the Stormed. Am I... So, okay. Okay. If I had to translate here, so opponent showed us Kolaghan's command, right? So what I'm guessing happened here is our opponent meant to shock in a red land and shocked in the Overgrown Tomb instead. And then they were about to eat 8 points of damage this turn. It's the only thing I can surmise from this was that was meant to be a red source, and they kind of screwed up. We take the 3/2s however we can get them lately. Yeah, indeed, we will definitely take the Shame Scoop. So, long story short, traditional Lurrus Burn doesn't feel in a good place. We have squeezed out 3 3/2s and a 2/3 over the last several days. Which is fine, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about 3/2s. It just doesn't feel like the deck is the best positioned in the format. I do think Incinerator Burn is probably better right now. But we'll delve into that later. Lurrus, I think, is a free roll, but Lurrus also gives away information. Lurrus kind of signals to our opponent that they're probably facing either Burn, Red-Black Prowess, or Auras. Hey, no problem, next surgeon. And Ghost, you're rating as I'm calling it a stream, man. I was just getting ready to rage you, ironically. If you guys like other modern content streamers, check out Ghost. He does a lot of nice timing. He does a lot of Mill and Gruel. So if you like some different modern content, check him out. Go ahead and give him a follow on his stream. Ghost X02. He seems to be an awesome, pretty chill dude. Hey, XZMCE3, thanks for the follow. Greatly appreciated. But, yeah, if you like other modern content, he also does Tron. Allegedly, I have my doubts. To be fair, there's only a few of y'all that play. Hey, alias SEC. Thanks for the follow as well. Green Tron is wifey still. There's more than you think. No, I'm not saying there isn't mill players. I'm just saying... hey, I don't like... if I can avoid it, mispronouncing someone's name, if I can avoid it, I don't like doing it. So I try to